So we were in game number 2, and I messed that up. MoMaN did take game number 1. He is playing against bLuR. bLuR did pick Steps of War, and what do you think MoMaN's options are in this game now?
I don't know. I mean, MoMaN can try and just play straight up and hope that he can just outplay bLuR incredibly. But I mean, I don't know. If you set it to my camera view, it's a really short push for the Terran to make it to these cliffs right here. And once you have siege tanks down here, it almost becomes impossible for the Zerg player to win. I mean, bunkers will typically go at the bottom of this ramp. You can't really come around and do any kind of incredible attack from behind. I mean, it's a really difficult map to beat a good Terran player on.
Yeah, since MoMaN is going for that 9 Overlord, he is not doing the 12 drone rush. I was kind of hoping to see that. I always love seeing that.
I mean, it's interesting, but it's auto-blocked by the wall. If a Terran walls off, then it's impossible to win the game, so I'm not entirely sure how I feel about that.
Well, if you go if you send your drone as soon as you do the extractor trick, you can generally get there before the wall can be completed.
Yeah, that's true. If you can block the wall, then, yeah.
I've seen actually a player use a scouting drone and just block it like Zergs normally block the Cybernex cores of Protoss players, if you've done that.
Not too often. I try not to do crazy stuff all the time, but I mean, I've seen it before, so yeah.
And it looks like MoMaN, whoa, he is going hatch first on Steps of War. And bLuR, he is getting a gas, so it doesn't look like he's going 2x. Probably going to do the Marine tank, like you said, as tanks are pretty strong on this map, especially if they siege up right below that natural.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible. I really don't know. Like I said, I haven't seen bLuR deviate at all from that build, so last game was kind of a first for me. Yeah.
I think he just knows the one build that you don't like and continuously does it against you.
It's possible.
I am kind of surprised he didn't 2x on this map, though.
Yeah, I think 2 racks is a no-brainer. I think you should always open 2 racks, especially on this map. It's just so incredibly powerful. The distances are so short, and the follow-up with a Marine Siege Tank can be so powerful that the Zerg gets behind it all, defending the 2 racks.
And MoMaN is prepping his Overlord so he can do a suicide in probably a few minutes. Just see what bLuR is doing. And looks like a factory is going up. So this is definitely different than the last game. Not going to do any type of 3 racks. Probably just going to rush siege tanks.
Wonder if we got some reactor Hellions coming out. It's possible if he lifts the racks and swaps the factory. This opening can be really powerful too. If he does, he can do one of the options here is he can throw down that reactor, swap it for the factory, get out 4 Hellions to do an early harass, and then you'll throw up a starport and work on Banshees at the same time. I actually like to gas steal every time I play a Terran because right now with bLuR running both of these gases, not only can he afford to get those 4 Hellions in there, that first or second Banshee that shows up is probably going to have cloak with it too. So if MoMaN loses too many drones to these Hellions, it puts him in a spot that makes it impossible for him to defend when the Banshees show up too. He won't have lair in time, or he won't have enough queens to deal with it.
Yeah, it does look like MoMaN is going to send those 2 lings up, going to scout that reacted Hellion, possibly. A little bit of the AI goof, because it was walled up, and those lings are just sitting at the bottom of the ramp, not going to be sending them up to see what bLuR is doing. There he goes up, and sees the reacted Hellions. Is probably just going to have to build a lot more lings. You can't really get a roach one once you see that. It's a bit too late, especially on Steps of War.
Huh. Looks like bLuR is going to do some kind of 1 base, maybe tank Marine. I see we got another racks and another factory going up. I'm not even sure if you can afford all of that off of 1 base as Terran, but
I don't think you can.
unless he doesn't throw any add-ons on those 2 buildings, maybe. I don't know. I don't play Terran enough to know exactly what they can afford.
He maybe will just use that second factory or second racks in case his macro slips during a battle.
I guess.
Reinforcements quicker.
I don't know how I feel about building buildings to compensate for macro, but yeah, I mean, it's possible.
And there's no way you can support 2 tanks off 1 base, and you need 2 tech labs. Maybe for siege mode and blue flames?
Yeah, it's possible. I don't know, I'm just as lost as you right now.
He is getting 2 tanks, though. And has 2 reactors.
MoMaN really needs to get this creep out, and he really needs to get Baneling speed on the way. If he can't creep in front of his base, like I said, once the Terran sets up siege out there, it becomes incredibly difficult for the Zerg player to win.
Yeah, and 4 more Hellions Earth coming just to take out any type of links, but he does have 2 Spine Claws up top in front of his base. As we see, bLuR is getting a lot of tanks. He's been supply capped most of this time. I guess he can't build all the supply deepers to compensate for it, even using... Nope, that's a mule, not a supply drop.
It looks like if you check the production tab, MoMaN's been making so many lings right now, so it looks like he knows that something is coming up, which is good for MoMaN. I hope he's ready for this.
He does have that Baneling speed about halfway, but bLuR looks like he's about to attack. The Overlord is being suicided. bLuR tries to move the tanks out of vision. I'm not sure if MoMaN caught a glimpse of that. That is a lot of tanks this early in the game.
Yep, definitely. MoMaN does have that creep, though, out in front of his cliff. Looks like we've got some Banelings morphing in too. He's got a good number of lings. And I think bLuR is actually making an error here in his progression of attacking.
By going through this front door and not going...
Yeah, no, those cliffs are so easily abusable down there. I think that by coming up front here, he's actually putting MoMaN in a really good spot. I don't like how he's moving out on the creep, too. If you check MoMaN's vision, MoMaN can see exactly where everything is and exactly everything that's going on here.
Yeah. And he's going in!
He really needed those Banelings in earlier. He really needed those Banelings in earlier. Ah, there was a very, very, very poor micro by MoMaN. The Banelings, or the Lings all clumped up around one siege tank and got taken out by the Hellions, and then the Banelings were just so late. I mean, they all just died to the Marines.
Yeah, and I don't see MoMaN ever being able to get enough forces to actually defend this now.
No, he's got 26 Lings coming, but... trying to desperately morph more Banelings.
And bLuR's already split his Marines up, so he doesn't even have to micro when the Banelings do come. Looks like he's going for it.
Yeah, MoMaN went in with the Broodlings came out, which is a smart move by MoMaN. He will be able to clear out all of the Marines.
But he doesn't have anything to take out the tanks.
Nope, and the Marines are really easy to produce. bLuR's on 2 reactors right now, so he's just going to be able to send in more Marines. Factories are pretty much idling at this point. They don't really even need to do anything. No Spire up. I don't see MoMaN being able to survive this.
No. And what map do you think MoMaN will choose next?
Probably something like Metalopolis or Scrap Station, maybe.
And there goes the GG by MoMaN, and we are going to be going into the ace match between these two players.
Replay saved.